postaneš Slovenec? Z Slovenskim. 13. del. Part 13.
Kako se bojiš prepiha?
You're listening to what Slovenes fear more than anything else. The wind. A true Slovene isn't afraid of anyone in the world, but every Slovene is afraid of the prepih, the draft, and the cold that it brings. For me, it's the single strangest thing about living here. Slovenes are champions in so-called extreme sports. The first human being to ski down Mount Everest was a Slovene. A Slovene set world records for swimming the Mississippi and Amazon rivers, and a Slovene broke the 24-hour bicycling road record. Basically, if there's something extreme and crazy and impossible, a Slovene probably has the record in it. That's why the general fear of the cold and of the wind and having cold feet seems so strange. Here's what my Monday mornings sound like when I come to work.
Živijo, zdravo.
Dobar dan.
In kaj sta delala čez vikend?
Šel sem smučat na Krvavec, ker ni bilo veliko smučarjev in sem se spustil, kolikor je šlo. Potem pa sem spil celo steklenico viskija. In ti?
Skakal sem s padalom, pa mi smo ga tudi pili. Po mojem 13 litrov vina. Kaj pa ti, Michael?
Doma sem bil.
In kaj si delal?
Nič posebnega. Ampak bil sem bos. Sploh nisem imel copatov.
Hej, pomiri se malo.
Si čisto nor.
Pa umr boš.
Male otroke imaš.
Pa ti si čisti manjak.
Bodi pameten.
Umr boš.
Every culture has its own particular obsession. In the US, for example, you won't find a 13th floor in any tall buildings because people are scared of living on the 13th floor. In South Korea, people think that fans can suck the air out of a room and suffocate you. And in parts of Nigeria, people even believe in something called koro, a strange disease where your penis disappears. In Slovenia, people believe that cold air will make you sick. That idea has been around for a long time, but it's never been proven. In fact, it's been disproven. In 1958, the American Journal of Hygiene took 400 volunteers and put them in different rooms, some really cold and some warm. Some of them were in their underwear, others had jackets on, some had wet hair, some had dry hair. Then they were all infected with a cold virus to see if people who felt colder and wetter would get sicker faster. They didn't. Wearing jackets and being warm didn't protect people at all. 10 years later, the New England Journal of Medicine repeated the study, this time on prisoners. And again, it didn't matter if they were cold, naked, or wet. None of those things had any effect on people getting sick. I'm sure most people listening have already turned me off, and the ones who haven't are thinking something like,
Kakšen trotl? Zakaj pa smo vedno bolani čez zimo?
Well, one answer to that question is this. Anyone with children, especially little ones, knows that they're little virus factories, and when they're all stuck inside in the winter, it's like a little heaven for viruses of all kinds, viruses that then go home and spread out. But now comes a very interesting idea. You've heard of the placebo effect. It's basically what happens when a doctor gives someone a sugar pill and they get better. There's also the opposite. It's called the nocebo effect. It's what happens when someone, say, gives you a sugar pill and tells you that it's poison. Because people are strange, many people will actually get really sick and feel sick even if it's just a sugar pill. So what if the Slovenian fear of the cold is like that? What if Slovenes really do get sick from the cold because they think that they will? What if the cold is actually dangerous, but not really, only because people think it is? What if Slovenes are making themselves sick with their minds? The truth is out there.
How to become a Slovene with Slovensky.